Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. This is my Project Life week 25 for 2020. I'm going to jump right into my title card. It's going to be a photo. The products that I'm going to be using today is my Elle Studio June kit for 2020. I grabbed these alphabet stickers that I had just recently purchased from Tuesday morning, and I'm going to be using them to label my week. I initially started with these. I'm so sorry it does not show. It is called Indigo. I don't know what brand this was, but I love the color, and I thought it was fitting to fit for my title card, but I don't commit. I don't like how puffy they are, to be honest. They feel just too much dimension for me. So after trying out the W, I do take it off, and I do stick to the tiles, which you'll see here in a bit. And I believe these tiles are from the Heritage Collection. I don't know if it's from Maggie Holmes or from My Mind's Eyes, but it's from one of those that I got from Tuesday morning. I'm looking for a label to mark the days of this week. I thought I may commit with this, but it does kind of compete, so I choose this one, and it really brings out the rainbow using this yellow label. And if you can see closely at the photo, there's actually a double rainbow on this photo. Really beautiful. You just really got to appreciate the little things right now. Shockingly, this is the first time where I stamped out my date stamps, and they come out so good. I am finally back. I was in a bit of a rut. I think it was just overall with the pandemic, being home all the time, and having this kind of the photos that I was taking, the pictures were repetitive. You know, we're doing the same things now, and it just got me in a bit of a funk. I hadn't used most of my June kit. It feels new to me doing it today, so it was nice. I'm happy to be using my Elle Studio kit again, and just to have a double page spread. I know the previous week it was nice to do something different to get me out of my funk. I quickly sorted through the embellishments. They're die cuts that are offered in here that come with your kit, and I found this heart, and it was the perfect shade of blue that it didn't distract you to it didn't distract the rainbows, so I felt like it paired off nicely. And this is going to be my title card. I'll complete. I'm going to move on to the next photo. This photo is a car wash day for my husband, and the kids had fun getting wet. Instead of journaling, that I decide just to keep some generic stamps. I pull out my Elle Studio stamp set that I purchased, I believe, like roughly around 2 months ago. It is the Springtime Tab stamp. I love pulling this stamp out when I'm working with my Elle Studio kits, just because it reminds me I have this stamp set, and it helps me use that product. You don't have to stick with just one brand, but by sticking to this brand, the Elle Studio kit, it helps me actually use that product. I don't like to have products that I'm not using, so this just encouraged me to do so. And after I've used most of that product that month kit, I will put it into my stash to have there available for future spreads, and I don't mind mixing then. But I do like to keep them together just to try and use as much as I can all at once, and then I don't mind tearing them down later to fit into my stash. Sorry if you heard that notification. I'm recording over my phone, using my phone. Alright, we're moving to the next row. It's going to be my 3x4 cards. I have a photo on the left, and I'm looking for a filler card on the right. I do want to do some journaling about this photo. If you see it there, that is right. There was a surprise at the bottom of my cup. Thanks, Henry. Throughout this week, I have been giving him stickers of the Minions, and this day was no different. He apparently felt like it was just a nice thing to do, sharing with his mother. Placed it in my coffee cup that morning. I don't know when he did it. That's the hilarious part of it, is I did not see that coming. So you can see I'm just like, wow. I find a die cut in the array of die cuts in this kit, and it says watch me, and I just feel like it is. This minion is just like, watch me, watch you. And isn't that creepy? I feel like he's judging me, like, yeah, oh, my, you finished the entire cup. And I actually document this in my traveler's notebook for July, I do have a flip through on this channel if you're curious to check that out and to see that spread. I use a digital stamp from Kelly Stamps, her shenanigan lines, as well as her card set. So if you're interested to check that out and the other layouts that I did for the month, feel free to do so. Moving on to the next two 3x4 cards that are on this row. My son, we've been shopping that day, and before I put them back into the pantry, I like to reorganize and do a rotation. That way we're not having anything expire on us. So they're all sprayed out there. They are tongue-tied. They're there still. Before I get to place them in, he quickly noticed, oh, cans, I have to build towers with this. So all that day he had so much fun building. So I grab a filler card there on the right. As you notice, there is a white border on one portion of that Project Life card. That card is one of the printables. So I just haphazardly cut them down to fit into the container that I hold my Project Life cards. And when I'm ready to use them, I will trim them correctly. I look for something to make this filler card a bit more complete. So I go through the stash of die cuts, but I don't really care for the darker blue. I kind of wanted to go toward this darker, like green mint, but I didn't want to put a heart within the star. I don't know. So I found this smaller one. It is a star, but it is pretty small. But I like the fact that it matches the colors. So I call this complete. I did pull out another stamp from this Elle Studio stamp set. Just keeping it simple. Now moving on to a 4x6 card that's at the bottom of this spread. And I noticed that there's going to be a really big glare. So I do trim this out and you'll see it at the end all complete. Here I show you the little embellishment cluster that I made there on the left. Oh, that is a beautiful picture of my kids loving each other. It's so nice. Here we're on the last 4x6 for the left side of this double page spread. I pull out this, is it a label? I guess it's kind of like a label, but I don't need the bikes. So I typed right. I feel like I'm getting so tongue-tied. So I used my typewriter to write baked Parmesan chicken, just because that's what I had used. That's what I made that day. So I look for a heart to help finish it. I thought I'd choose white, then I went to gray, but I do commit with black. And this is going to complete this 4x6. I'm going to be moving on to, I believe, the right side of my double page spread. Here I give you a quick glimpse. Of course, I would do an overview at the end of both spreads completed, as well as my journaling added. Moving on now, we're going to the first 4x6. I'm going to have two 3x4 cards within it. I do know right off the bat I end up changing that blue Project Life card that says thanks Dad, just because that was going to be a lot of extra journaling that I don't think I needed for the topic that I'm going to be journaling about. I'm going to be journaling about Father's Day. The next 3 photos that I probably that I'm going to be sharing in regards to Father's Day. I end up choosing the gray just because my husband is wearing a gray shirt within the photos, and I just wanted to help tie that in, which is awesome to have the gray as an accent for the Elle Studio kit. It's soft enough and it's not as stark as black would be. So it just works out. This will be the filler card that I choose, and all I do to help add some dimension or to finish it off is a heart. A puffy heart sticker. Yes, I am obsessed, guys. I use it in all my other projects. It's versatile enough, and I'm gonna need to buy more. They are a splurge. They are not within the kit. Just to mention that they are extra, but they are worth the price for me. They are worth the splurge. I know this is not the same color. It's a bit lighter, but I figured, what the heck? Why not? Add the purple in. So moving on to the next 4x6, I have pulled out another printable label. I love the fact that they were different this time around. It helps change things up for me. I normally have a cluster on most of the photos with a label, so it's a nice added difference. So I grab another puffy star sticker to help fill in some of that space, and then I'm going to adhere it down, and this is going to complete this 4x6 picture, which is just the food that we enjoyed for Father's Day on his choice. It was his choice as well as for dessert, so you can tell they look delicious. And that So Delicious stamp set is also from the Elle stamp set. I don't think I pulled out any other stamp set, so it was so nice and versatile and very generic to have to be able to complete this process. I think that's probably why it went so fast, having minimum supplies as well as just enough to get the layout complete. I am measuring to make sure my photo will fit within this square. That way it showed most to him and it did not distract. And it works out, and you'll see it here at the end. The photo is of my son, my toddler. You cannot leave him without clothes because he'll finish it off by also taking off his diaper. Yes, that is his new face right now. We are in the middle of potty training, so the fact that he can do this lets us know he is potty training is we're trying. But right now I just put evidence of summer on the right side for that Project Life card to just talk about that. He cannot be naked. I'm sorry, he cannot have clothes because he'll just go naked. And I put evidence of summer because really it's hot out there, but he's just doing it because he can. These are the other two photos that I'm referring to for Father's Day. And I found a die cut within this kit that works perfectly. It says Summer Traditions. I pull out a heart, puffy heart to go with it. Yes, I am using the purple. So happy I can use purple in my layout. And this is going to complete these little spreads. And I can't wait to do this every year for them on Father's Day. And to see them, get older. Moving on to the next 4x6, my oldest was helping to make dinner. And I wanted to highlight that because as they get older, it's going to be a staple to teach them how to cook as well as they enjoy it too. So it's nice. No time like the present to get them started. Their father loves to cook and it's not going to be any different for them. It's going to be a great trait to teach your kids to start helping around the house as well as making meals that you love, which he loves to eat. So it's bound to be a given for him to learn to make the meals he loves. I just added a dark heart to complete that little layout, and I'm moving on to the last 4x6. I really wanted to cut this out to use as an embellishment, but I realized it was just too big and it was going to cover up too much of the photo that I care for. So I pulled out more circles from the die cut, and I found this one that says in the pool that worked perfectly. I'm going to use that purple circle to help add layers and to bring in that purple. The orange label says soak up the sun, and again I'm bringing in that orange too because on one of the other photos you can see I had added in that orange label there on the upper left portion. Now talking about the photo, yeah, we originally were going to buy passes to SeaWorld or Fiesta Texas, so we weren't going to get a pool this year. We really thought the pandemic would blow over by the time summer would come. Summer came. Unfortunately, it's not. And by the time we thought to get a pool for the house, they were sold out. So that was a bummer. The only one we found were these small little ones. We weren't going to buy it for them, but we figured we can buy it for the dog to help cool her off throughout, the summer. But she did not care for it, did not get in, will not get in. She was like, yeah, no. But our boys did. So it was a funny accident, I guess, that it became their pool. They love it. They're okay with getting in. They're big, as you can tell. Like, there's hardly any room in here. But they made it happen. They were okay with it. I just love that it worked for them. So that was a good part of summer, I guess. The little pool that they all fed into. So now here's the overview of the completed double page spread of my Project Life. I am going to repeat what I used. I used the Elle Studio June kit for 2020 and a stamp set from Elle Studio. And I also used the printable that is a freebie when you purchase their kit. On the website, I believe it's from $1.99 to $3.99. But yeah, this completes my layout. I hope you got inspired, and I hope you like and subscribe. Bye!